Good guys, my name is Lord Tomo. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collect video. As you know, I'm Lord Tomo with the good old blues there. Sonic the Hedgehog. So what happens when you have Sonic fuse with Blaze the Cat? You get something that possibly may look like this, which is mostly the most adorable thing ever. This isn't a fusion between... I'm going to move back because this thing is massive. This isn't a fusion between Sonic the Hedgehog and Blaze the Cat. This is a collaboration with Hello Kitty and Sega, or in this particular case, Sonic the Hedgehog. This is, by the actual title, Sonic X Hello Kitty. Basically, in essence, what it is, it's the character Hello Kitty. I don't know if you guys know too much about him. I don't know too much about it, but what I do know, it's essentially a cartoon or franchise that has a little girl that looks like a cat, even though technically people mistaken it for a cat creature. It's actually a little girl dressed up as a cat. That's from my basic research. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of arguments with that, maybe, who knows, I don't know. But this is the character Hello Kitty inside the costume of Sonic the Hedgehog. So if you really want to think about it, it's a cat who skinned Sonic the Hedgehog and used it as a fleece to cover its body, because he no longer wants to be a cat, he wants to be a hedgehog, by decimating Sonic the Hedgehog. That is the doom and gloom aspect of the actual hypothesis that I have, but it is definitely a sizable plush, and it's definitely something adorable. Now, there's a lot of history behind this, in that there's a lot of plushes, technically three plush designs in regards to Hello Kitty and Sonic the Hedgehog. The first one that ever came out is this one. This came out roughly about 2003, and it was kind of the first collaboration between Sanrio. Sanrio's, I guess, the umbrella corporation that has Hello Kitty and various other sub-characters, and Sega, and they basically wanted to kind of like merge. So they have like a Sonic fusion-ish Hello Kitty, which I think is pretty adorable. This plush, I'm not a Hello Kitty fan, but this plush is a very, very adorable. I'm going to go through the nitty-gritty, but I just want to cover the backstory first so everybody's on the same page. So this is the first iteration that came out. The second one that came out, which I've yet to review, which I do have, is the 2016 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Hello Kitty plush. So it's practically the same as this. There is major difference. First, you don't actually have these flaps. It's kind of like a sealed line of sorts. And secondly, it's a golden version. So you could argue, well, it is technically the supersonic Hello Kitty plush that was exclusive for the San Diego Comic-Con Sanrio kind of booth of sorts. They also released a skateboard and some pins, which I do have, which I will review down the track, of course. I've got to move locations and all this sort of stuff. And that was extremely successful. And then they released a third wave. So this is first wave, second wave. By first and second wave, you know what I mean. First wave, this one first technically came out. The second wave technically is the Supersonic San Diego Comic-Con version. And the third wave, is the Sonic the Hedgehog and Co. X collaboration with Sanrio. So you'll have the Sonic version, you'll have a Towers version, you'll have an Amy Rose version, and you'll have a Knuckle version. And those I pre-ordered. They're gonna come. I'm waiting. I pre-ordered it from a store called Big Bag Toys, and I'm basically waiting on this other thing first, so I can have it all shipped to me one hit. But when I do receive it, I will review it, of course. Enough chitter chatter. Let's get into the actual review, because I'm sure you guys want to know about my thoughts on this, my takes on this, my pros and cons on this, or if you just absolutely love the way it looks and just want to watch a video of an Aussie guy talking about a predominantly female-dominated cartoon and praising it, the merchandise, then here you are. So the character is predominantly a chubby little fat cat of sorts, and it looks adorable. It truly does. Like, I'm not personally into the Hello Kitty series, but I can see the major appeal behind it. It is adorable, it is cute, and for those who are purist Japanese, it is, wait for it, kawaii desu. Did I pronounce that right? Probably not, but who cares? So you have an adorable face already, and you have these These eyes are all stitched on. All the details on this are stitched on except one, but I'll get to that of course. So the eyes themselves are stitched on, and they're very black and they're very cylindrical, which is superb, which is awesome, which is definitely awesome if you want to be washing this. Second is its little nose. I don't know if the merchandising for Hello Kitty has a nose that's always been stitched on, or if it's kind of like an extrusion of sort like Sonic does. I don't know, but either way this looks adorable. Stitched on nose. It has no mouth. I don't know if that's its thing. I'm guessing it is, but it gives it this very ominous, demonic look, like, hello, I'm Hello Kitty, who has skinned your beloved Sonic the Hedgehog. Praise be me. I don't know. You have of course its little whiskers, her whiskers. Hello Kitty's a female, and those are all stitched on. So you really do see the kitty side, well, technically the cat side of this plush itself. It is meant to harken back to the whole putting on kind of like a pajama or like a full PJ sorts of things of the character, in this case being Sonic. So you have of course, I would imagine, the stable of Hello Kitty, which is like a little bow tie, which is literally extremely well stuffed, not hardened like the full body, but enough to basically have a little squishy effect. There is a little button here, and it's one of those little buttons where it looks like it's a cardboard inside it. So I don't know if it's cardboard, but I think it's cardboard, so it gives a solid feel. So these little pedal sides, they're soft, but this middle bit is a cardboard size. So the head sculpt from the front, absolutely adorable, extremely plain, but it does its justice. It really does its purpose. You have its, of course, its two big ears. It's not stuffed at all. It's just literally a material which is overlapped, which is okay. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not here to have a fat ears. It's meant to harken back to Sonic as much as you can, kind of a fusion between Sonic and of course Hello Kitty, so that's alright. And of course you have the various stitching effects, which as you can obviously see, it is phenomenally well stuffed throughout the whole aspect of it, which I think is absolutely phenomenal in terms of the way it looks like. And as you can probably see, it's basically very well stuffed on every single quill of its head garment, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. So here it is on the side. As you can see, it's very fat and chubby and well stuffed, absolutely superb. And you have of course the bottom half quill, which I think is awesome. So the whole body itself is extremely well stuffed. It is very thick. You don't have any loose limbs or loose sections of it, which I think is great. It really gives it this adorable feel to it, which I think is awesome. Of course, at the back you have, of course, its little feet. Not feet, it's a thick feet. It's a chubby little cat actually. And you have a little tail. Now the tail itself, of course, is meant to be white, being Sonic, but it's meant to be Hello Kitty as well. It's fusion, so of course that's why it has a white tail. Now the tail itself is stuffed, but it's not thick stuff. Like this is sturdy. It doesn't hold on its own 2 feet, but it is sturdy. So there's that, which is adorable. Next you have the little arms, which this plush itself is just a levels of adorable, which I, as a grown man, as you can clearly tell, I'm a grown ass man. Is quite weird for me to be saying that a lot, but it is adorable. It truly is. It's one of those things where I'm never gonna not say it. Now its hands, I'm assuming it harkens back to the Hello Kitty aspect to it, so it doesn't have any indication of fingers. It's kind of like a massive fist and a thumb, so you can see it from that side. And of course you have like what would appear to be the glove being that of Sonic the Hedgehog. It is what it is, and that's on the other side. I will get to the tag shortly. I'm just want to discuss the whole body. You have the big body, the whole chest. Now it is predominantly white and blue. Like I said, it's a fusion between Sonic and Hello Kitty, so you can imagine it's not 100% Sonic, but it's not 100% Hello Kitty. It is a fusion of Hello Kitty and Sonic of sorts. Now you have its actual feet. It's so chubby. Oh my god, I can't get enough. So it's extremely chubby. There's a little sock symbol. There's his little buckle. These are materials. These appear to be actually glued on. So if you're concerned about washing, I'll probably hand wash this myself. But it is what it is. And one of the things that they didn't have to do, but they did, is of course you've added like what's the wording? Not grips. Grooves on the actual soles of the shoes to indicate that it is a shoe, of course. So it is extremely adorable in terms of its actual design. Now this is the actual hashtag of it, which is on the side, which I obviously love when they do that sort of stuff. I hate when they put it on the head or near the face or whatever. It's just obscure. I am a collector. I want to keep this as 100% as possible, so the fact that they have it on the side is great. So as you can see, it is a picture, and it is half blue and half pink, and it's Hello Kitty sitting down, and there's the title Sonic X Hello Kitty, and it's meant to harken back for both the Hello Kitty aspect and Sonic the Hedgehog. And at the actual back, it's just obligatory Japanese information, which I've absolutely no idea what it says, but it's absolutely adorable. Now this overall plush itself is phenomenal, highly recommended. For I'll probably say this is more recommended, if not more spearheaded, towards female Sonic the Hedgehog enthusiasts, simply because it harkens back to both worlds, Sonic, you know, women and men, and you know, boys and girls, they like it, and Hello Kitty, which is more centralized to females than it is guys. I'm not saying guys don't buy Hello Kitty stuff, but it is more focused for little girls and women in general. So this is definitely something a female Sonic enthusiast would probably pick up, and probably recommend I'll pick up. Now I do have a slight flaw to this, and I'd probably say it is a flaw more so than it is a nitpick. Nitpicks, it's something that it's just bothers me, just shouldn't bother everybody else. But I think a flaw is something that technically bothers, I'll probably argue, would bother a lot of people. Now it is a plush, and it is very well stuffed to the point that you can't have any movement. Now you would argue, well, why would you want to move around a plush? It's a well stuffed thread, and you're absolutely right. It doesn't need to move other than its stationary position. However, you can't sit it down, and you can't do anything of that, so it's always going to be standing up, which in a way to me kind of defeats the purpose of having, I like it, but it kind of defeats the purpose of having those grooves on the soles of the shoes. I mean, if you can't sit them down, then how do you physically see it unless you pick it up? Like I said, I think that's kind of a design flaw of sorts. Now I honestly appreciate the fact that it's well stuffed. Like it's got thick thighs on the actual plus. I love that, I really do. But it doesn't have a lot of movability other than picking up and say, hey, here it is. I know it sounds like a nitpick, it sounds like a flaw. It really depends on the person itself. For me, it's kind of like, I wish they should have maybe thought about it maybe, but I understand why the direction that they went to. The other thing that a major issue that I have is the fact that it doesn't obviously balance on its actual feet. As you can see from the shoes, it's kind of tilting forward. So if you try to stand it on itself, it's going to fall. Of course, plushies in general don't stand on the road. I get that, I truly do. However, from a display purpose, it's very hard to basically place it in a situation where it will give it justice. You know, it would always have to be at the far back, depending on the level of plushies that you have. So it really depends on you. I'd like to have this plush at the front centerpiece of all my plushies, but I'll probably have this at the further back, all the corners. When I have all my plushies displayed and in my new place, my new house, I'll show you that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like a nitpick and a flaw in itself. Now, all that's being said and done, it's not meant to take anything away from this plush. This plush is absolutely phenomenal. It's not for everybody, but there is a different iteration. So there are major differences between the three Sonic the Hedgehog Hello Kitties plushes. There's this one, the Golden Supersonic one, and the one that came out early this year, which is completely different. There is aesthetic differences. One of being is the flaps and various other things from what I could tell, but when I get it, I'll do a comparison, blah, 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 blah. How much did I get it for? I should have purchased this since day one, which would have sent me back about $30. I purchased this a little later, just a life choice that I had to make at the time, and he sent me back about $100. The price of these are going up, especially with the fact that it has a tag. Now, for the enthusiast of collecting this sort of stuff, will know that the value of these in particular will go up. So I'll probably give this, for now, maybe 5 stars out of 10. It isn't super rare, but it isn't super common, and I can definitely foresee this going up, because competitively speaking, from a collector's point of view, this isn't just Sonic, this is Hello Kitty and Sonic. So you're being targeted from both levels of collectors, the Sonic community and the Hello Kitty community. So I definitely see this, if you're one of those investors, of course, or whatever. Me, I just like collecting Sonic stuff, of course. The prices of this will go up. Where did I purchase this? You could at the time purchase it from like stores, Japan, all that sort of stuff. Now it's very hard to find. Definitely I couldn't find this in Australia, because Australia doesn't like Sonic. I purchased this online, of course, had to at the time. Some of the ones that I'm currently seeing are costing about 100, 110. I'm seeing some sold for 150. So it really depends if you want to purchase this. I've talked enough. Tell me what your thoughts on this plush itself. I absolutely love it. It's a fat little thing, and it is a perfect blend of both Sonic the Hedgehog and Hello Kitty. But I see the side of Sonic the Hedgehog more than I do Hello Kitty. But I like to envision that this is the child of Sonic the Hedgehog and Blaze the Cat if they got it on and had a child. That's fan fiction for you right there. Anyway guys, thank you so much for checking out this review. Let me know what your thoughts on it, if you have it, if you're thinking of getting it, or just general thoughts. Peace on. Peace out, take care, until next time.